Hi everyone, and welcome back to a view from Chelsea. Let me know if you can hear me or if you can't hear me. I'm hoping that this time this works, but we will see. This is obviously my first ever live stream. I'm looking forward to actually doing this. This is interesting. So let's go over last night's game against Copenhagen. The first half was shockingly boring. Obviously, zero shots. It's been well documented already that there was zero shots during yesterday's first half. I thought Dewsbury Hall might have been accredited with one, but it was a bit of a weird, sliced, P-rolly sort of absolute waste of a chance that he should really have put away. And obviously, he was rightfully slated for that first half. Um, I obviously thought that he might have been coming off at half time, especially when we saw Cole Palmer and Kukurea getting ready to come on. I think Achiampong's been hard done by. I think we should have taken off Badia Shield, who again just doesn't look quite right for us in terms of as a defensive unit. He is a bit of a liability still. And every time the ball goes to his feet, you never know what's going to happen next. I think, yeah, it was unlucky that he came off. I think Maresca got his structure wrong. He picked his team wrong yesterday. Like my friend Tim has said, who's been on the channel before, you should be picking your first team, get the result, and then swap players out. If you want to give players minutes, you give players minutes at that point. That would have allowed us to probably have played for more youth players than got a chance last night, because obviously we're trying to correct and fix the issues that we've created for ourselves. Um, Enzo, again, looked devoid of any sort of attacking ability last night. I don't know whether that's because he was stifled a little bit. I did say they should have switched Enzo and Dewsbury Hall around, and we might have had a bit more go forward, especially in that first half. But yeah, it seems to be thingy. It seems to be just shockingly poor going forward. Pedro Neto saw nothing on the ball, and once again, Jadon Sancho seems inept at taking on a man. Like he was doing at the beginning of the season, where he was taking on players and beating them. It seems to almost have been coached out of him now that he can take a player on, because I think they're so worried about losing the ball and being counter-attacked on that this style of play is slowly killing us. I mean, especially if you look at how we were at the beginning of the season. And it's football. You have to take risks. You cannot get away with not taking risks to win games. And that's what you need to be doing, especially in one-off matches, cup matches in Europe. You have to take risks. You cannot play it safe. For large chunks of yesterday's game, it looked like we were playing out for a 0-0 draw, and that is not good enough for any of us. Especially as a fan base, we do not want to see. I don't pay money to go and watch 0-0 draws because the manager thinks it's safer to do so and go through on a 2-1 aggregate win than trying to push on and trying to get the result at the bridge, especially when we're playing at home and we're on the front foot for most of it, especially in that second half. Once Palmer and Kukurea came on, we definitely moved into a different gear. Palmer got us moving forward, Kukurea got us moving forward. On another day, Palmer would have scored, but hey ho, it is what it is. Obviously, Dewsbury Hall had managed to bundle his way through three defenders, I think, to eventually manage to get a shot off and get us the extra goal we needed. But up until that point, it was still fairly nervy, and obviously, none of us want to sit there and go through a penalty shootout if we don't have to. So, Maresca, wrong tactics, mate. You need to sort it out. You cannot sit there and be playing for draws. I say that, and then I'm looking at this weekend and going, well, actually, I'll take a point against Arsenal, but it's a point against Arsenal. It's not a point or a draw against the team we should be hammering in the Europa Conference League. Arsenal are not Europa Conference League level top side, and therefore we should be playing slightly differently against them. So after that, obviously, we got the result. Celebrating on to go and play Legia Warsaw next. I think that's going to be an interesting game. Off to Poland to. I think we'll find it really hard out in Poland. I don't think it'll be an easy walkover like everyone thinks it will be. But we're definitely still on the easier side of this draw in the Conference League, and we should definitely still be making at least to the final. So moving on from that, let's talk about the weekend. Obviously, we've got Arsenal coming up. Um, it's been announced that Sanchez will be in goal again. I don't know how a relatively calm and performance, apart from that one opportunity where it came back off the bar that Sanchez flew out for whatever reason. I don't understand how that's led to Sanchez starting again. He's had too many high-profile mess ups this season. Jorgensen had that one poor attempted catch against Aston Villa and has basically been done for it. Whereas we've seen Sanchez as 5 or 6 this season. He's still the goalkeeper with the most errors that have led to goals this season. How he keeps getting chosen over Jorgensen, I have no idea. I mean, not that Jorgensen is much better in my opinion, but it's the best of a bad bunch. So yeah, I really don't know how he's getting picked ahead of this, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully it vindicates itself at the weekend, and Maresca proves us all wrong. But I've got a feeling we're going to get absolutely hammered at the weekend. I hate being pessimistic about games, and I'm usually quite upbeat about the way things are looking, but I can't see us coming out of that without us really struggling. Moving on to something slightly different. We have signed a new player. We have signed Giovanni Quenda from Sporting. He is a bright young 17-year-old. Yes, of course, we were going to be talking about signing another youngster. He is a right winger. He is very, very quick. He likes taking on his players. He likes taking on his man. He is, I would almost say, building towards. I mean, he's going to realistically be an understudy to Esteval Willian. I think I can't see if Esteval Willian transfers what he's doing in Brazil into the Premier League, then we've got another Eden Hazard style player on our hands. It's going to be very hard to dislodge that sort of player. But obviously, we need backup players and we need squad players. And I think we're less likely to have people moaning about not getting game time and Kunku and Felix, those sort of style players, when they're 17, 18-year-olds, um, having come to the club with knowing full well what the club's plan is moving forward. So I think it's an easier sell to them that they will get game time and it will come in spits and spats initially, and they will be playing in hopefully Champions League football games, and they will be playing in the cup matches just to get themselves some minutes. And obviously, it gives us a better range to rotate players and do things a little bit different going forward. But yeah, it's a good signing. I think he's on loan for another season, so he'll be on loan until 2026. So we'll get him back 2026, and then we'll move forward from there. I think that's also the same time as we get the new left back that we have signed recently from Brazil as well. So there'll be two more youngsters coming in to thingy. It's interesting to see whether Chelsea are just trying to build a team of superstars or whether we're just going to have a load of young players that aren't going to gel together. Secondly, we're still at Sporting. We're also looking to sign another centre mid. There's a 19-year-old lad called Dario Asugo. We tried to try and sign him in January, but obviously he's on loan at Las Palmas. That would have been a sticking point for us signing him then anyway. We're looking to sign him. He is a box-to-box midfielder. He's in the Lavia style mode, so I think that's good because we need another Lavia, especially with his injury issues that he's had so far this season. Fingers crossed moving forward, he is out of that now and into something a bit more positive. We shall see, but that'll come further on. And then finally, well, let's say congratulations to the three lads that have made it into the England squad. Obviously, Reese, Levi, and Cole. Hopefully, Cole can get a really decent result at the weekend and get himself firing back on form. Um, at least for Tommy Tuchel, and see. I'm hoping Tommy Tuchel gives him a free reign and free license to go and do what he wants to do on the pitch, which would be, I think, that's ideal for Chelsea and it'll be ideal for England. Interesting to see whether Tommy's gonna play Reece James in what Maresca says is a midfield position, because obviously he now feels that Reece James is a midfielder and not a right back anymore. In which case, then Chelsea still only have two right backs, and which should allow us then to rest and move players around and hopefully keep James fit for longer periods of time. But we'll see whether or not Tommy Tuchel decides to use him as a midfielder or not. And obviously Levi, I'm quite surprised Levi's been called up. I don't think he's had the best season this season. He's really struggled at the back in games, especially more recently. I think he's close to burnout, and I keep mentioning this word burnout, and I have done it on a few videos already. But he's still a young player. He's coming to the end of what is a really heavy season because we can't rotate the players out and around as much as we wanted to. Hopefully, with the coming few weeks now and players coming back like Badiashile and Fafana, we can re-rotate players out and he'll get a bit more rest time, which would be good for him, I think, moving forward. But yeah, congratulations, lads, for making the England squad. Um, yeah, that's the end of the news and the live stream for today. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe as normal. Please do. If you keep enjoying listening to me ramble and wander off on my own little tangents, then fantastic. I will be doing an interview with Joe um, after the Arsenal game. Um, to see what his thoughts about the club are. It'll be a similar sort of style to Stu's, maybe slightly different because obviously it's a slightly different fan viewpoint. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, once again, like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one. See you then.